Hi there, welcome back to the channel where we continue on from where we left you last week at the bottom of Atherstone Flight on the Coventry Canal as we head up to Fradley Junction to join the Trent and Mersey there. Beyond Grendon, out of the area now. A lot happier. But before we get started, I like it. This is an area where dogs must be kept on a lead. But look at the dog that's in the picture. Slightly obscured by the swan, I'll admit. But really? Oddly, mine don't really care about swans. That's strange. And then I get to wonder about these champagne sippers when they're eating their kale. Do they worry about the tree sparrow when people get their air guns out to shoot them? Venerated and vilified, celebrated and victimised. Who speaks for those guys? But it isn't that strange. My staffies were raised on the towpath, were raised on the canal, were raised in my boat. So there is a peaceful coexistence with the local wildlife. Isn't that right, boys? And am I offended by the sign and its implication? No, but it would be nice if people observed certain sensitivities. And of course it begs the question, who makes these posters up? What sort of individuals are they? And do they realise that they could actually be upsetting someone? Boys, you've been pigeonholed! And with the world press and these so-called keyboard warriors willing to take up the cause to attack people that are merely walking their dogs, whether they're off their leads or not, it's the owner's responsibility, of course, but to simply attack them, or to point a finger or label them with posters like this, is it any wonder people are considering whether they should even be putting their foot outside of their houses, or in this case, for those of us living on the canal corridors, at least step out of their boats? An attack they do, reacting to something in the media, good or bad, who knows? Their motivations seem very apparent yet strange to me. Quick to label you and quick to pigeonhole you. They should really take care to mind their own business. Because we in the boating community understand our responsibilities and our commitment to our local environment and its wonderful wildlife. Hi there, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to a brand new video. Currently on the Coventry Canal, just beyond Grendon. I'm moored up. I had a little bit of an issue with the weed hatch. Got that sorted out. But it's really nice to be heading off again. And hopefully in this video, all the way up to Fradley Junction, where I might chill out for a day or so. I might not, I might carry on as I head up to the Trent and Mersey Canal. And frankly, it's nice to be on the move, putting things behind me, as it were, as I head up onto the Trent and Mersey Canal. Will I go left? Will I go right? I'm not quite sure yet. But thank you very much indeed for sharing this experience with me. Morning. Best time to go. Definitely the best time to go. Put your best foot forward. It's a little bit chilly, but you know, it was going to shape up to be a really nice day and a perfect day for cruising, and what a way to start, looking skyward as we move on and move along home. Seems like I picked up a lot of flopsum and gypsum, that's the right way to say it, around my prop last night. And as you saw in the last video, we was able to get it all squared away. You realise that with all the lack of funding CRT apparently seem to have in the maintenance of the canals, that this is probably truly the real width of the canals as they were back in the day. Nice. Well, there's an amazing change. Last time we came through here there was two dirty caravans and a mobile home. Now look at this, overgrown vegetation everywhere, gabion baskets now, look, absolutely cracking job. But unfortunately, right next to the railway. Been some huge developments here since we were last here. It's crazy. Huge. And as we leave that amazing development behind here at Quarry Farm, we head down towards Polesworth as we continue on to the Trent and Mersey Canal. There's a wicked viaduct down there, it's massive. 3 arches if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, there it is, look. So there's a lot of history here at Polesworth, particularly at Ooh Hill, the obelisk. There's a lot to see, a lot to take in, not on this visit, but maybe in the future. And lots of relevant information, as you can see here, from the information board provided by CRT. And there are some good pointers here on some of the bridges as you go through Polesworth. Plenty of information, and even when you get to the places where there are long-term moorings, there's information boards about how to get to certain places, like the obelisk and like the gold leaf, which I'll show you a picture of and a little bit more information later in the video. And what have we got here in the heart of Polesworth? Well, we have the Polesworth Visitor Moorings, which you can actually get long-term permits for winter moorings, and what an absolutely fantastic spot it is, with loads of access points to get here. More information on Polesworth Visitor Moorings here at King's Head available on the Canal and River Trust website. That looks interesting. Gardens to this place used to look absolutely gorgeous. Now it's abandoned, or looks like it is. Well, it's under new ownership and they just don't care. Just let that part of it go. Looks like it. And as I chug along, you know, sometimes you can miss things on the canal if you're not careful. Here at Pooley Park, as you can see there over the top of Laura, the Peak Forest Canal boat, the old Edgear for the mine shaft here, once a colliery back in the day. Now we have a hidden gem here in Polesworth, surface paths, tea room, classroom facilities for birthday parties and events, toilets, mobility scooter hire, adventure play area, orienteering courses, and for opening times, prices and further information, visit the website, and I'll link it in the description down below. How about that? And there you are, Mood Hoovers, safely tucked up and absolutely no bother. We have a quiet marina here, and as we head towards the M42 road bridge, there's even more to see. As I chug along up to Alvercote, and over to my right shortly is the nature reserve, which features amongst its many attractions the gold leaf burnt sunlight monument. Again, this is Pooley Park Nature Reserve, and dogs are allowed. How about that? Approaching Alvercote now, where we can see the ruins of a 12th century priory with an archway and other structures in an hidden-away locale. So I didn't know too much about it at the time, the Alvercote Priory, and I did a separate video on it. If you look through my videos back in, I think it was February 2022. I remember it being very cold, I know that much. And I was up here to see Rick Cooper to get some coal. Now, anybody that knows Rick Cooper will know that he is synonymous with Alvercote Marina. But unfortunately, earlier this year, Rick was involved in an accident which unfortunately was fatal. Rick passed away this year, and to many people that know him on the Coventry Canal and about the Ashby Canal Association, his famous cooking and his tips, will know that this has affected an awful lot of us. So I'd like to dedicate this part of my video to Rick. Rest in peace, my friend. And I used to meet him regularly in this car park here because I used to get my coal from him, and he'd very often be late, and that was the occasion that gave me time to actually do the Priory video, because I was waiting for Rick and he was like nearly an hour late, but I didn't care because that's the boating community. We're never on time. Thanks, Rick. King of the merchant boats, mate. King of the working boats. You're sorely missed. kind of hope that Rick's family appreciate me showing a tribute to this great man in this way.
We're right around town, it's all working boat.
And if I can share this further anecdote with you, when he did turn up, he just said to me, he says, well, I forgot all about you. And he said, I'm surprised you're still here. And it was like, I was meant to meet him at 1 o'clock and it ended up being something like 2 o'clock. But when you're surrounded with all this, that's what I mean. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. Time doesn't press down too much on you, even if you've got a job like what I've got. When you're in this community, it just gets under your skin. It just takes a completely different turn.
Train bridge.
No. And as we move away from Alvercote, who knows what lies ahead? Pastures new. Will we turn right? Will we turn left when we get to the Trent and Mersey? Who can tell? Who knows? Who cares? Pink seems to be the order of the day. Bridge 65. Ooh, that looks a bit... Ooh. It's sus, and he's got a boozer right here. Get your ass back to the Maldives. So we've just cruised down from Glasden in Warwickshire. We're now in Tamworth at Bridge 73 for some supplies on the Coventry Canal, and we're about to go down Tamworth Flight, which is about 400 metres that way. So this is boat Eby. She's 58 foot long. She's manufactured in Huddersfield. The boatyard where she was manufactured isn't there anymore. We keep her nice and buffed up with Autoglyn, which is available on eBay at very competitive prices. What more can I tell you about her? She just had a bit of a paint job down there at Springwood Avon Marina, had some signage taken off and replaced. Yeah, all good. Those videos are available in the library if you want to take a look down there. I like to try to keep it interesting. Manufactured in 2001 and put on the water in 2003. Effectively, she's 20 years old on the water, and hey, she's also got a very deep draft. You always tell when you're in a town. Unfortunately, the telltale signs are all too obvious. I mean, why would you? Just use the bin. What's the problem? Right next to all this. Beautiful. Just don't appreciate it, do you? You are what you are. Yeah, I can't stand litter anywhere at all. So consequently, having a deep draft means that she sits quite low in the water, and she looks very, very impressive, if I don't mind saying so myself. Okay. Now at Tamworth Top Lock at Glasgow Basin. Here we go. Yeah, there she sits with all her deep draft and sitting low in the water, but you know what? I just love that cruiser back. It's rather big, I know, and the covering we've got for it is even bigger. But it's well worth it. I just love the space. I just love how spacious it all is. glass coat top lock number 12. If you're one of those boaters that, you know, got one of those nice shiny brand new boats, you know, tried with the canals. Lockjism. We're all victims of it. Lockjism. It gets everywhere. It's horrible. Look at that. Got a boat going into 12, 13 down there, and we're stuck in the middle because somebody must have moored up in this pond overnight. Usually what happens is you come out of there, you go into there. There shouldn't be any boats in the middle. Now there's a queue in the middle of the pound. Not good. And to be honest with you, I'm not happy, but I would just put it down to inexperience, really. Mooring in between locks, you're not supposed to do it. Unless you've got a mooring, that's a permanent mooring, but that's on the other side. In 2018 I had two 325 watt LG solar panels fitted to support my existing battery pack, 3 lead acid batteries. I've also got a couple of Jackeries, the 240 and the 500 Explorers. These cover all of my energy needs. This is Glasden leaky lock. Let me get it quick before the boat sinks. Tail of the leaky lock. There it is, look. It's like my friend from Derby's caught me up in lock 12. Something not gone right between 12 and 13 today. Somebody's moored in that pound overnight and caused a bit of a quandary. For it's supposed to be lock to lock, so and 3 in between. The lock's on the right, beg your pardon, the boat's on the right hand side. Are moored there correctly, but the lock landing on the other side has been used by a moorer. I would say an inexperienced boater. Here we are, we've got a locky helping us out now. Hey, it's always great when both gates open at the same time. It's fantastic. So the water supply comes around the wall. Nice tidy moorings here, very nice. Kettlebrook Wharf, moorings available, right near railway. Woo! Water pipe encased in steel and rail, that's dual purpose, that's very good. I think I approve. Woo! Single loco going over the bridge there, CCT operation, and we've got a yacht club just over here. Beautiful.
Yeah, custom petrol. You know.
Video mode. So here we are now at the River Tame on the aqueduct as we approach Faisley. It's always fascinating that you're going across on the canal above a river. It's amazing. Look at that. Impressive. Video mode. The river train.
What colour would you have?
It's usually blue, isn't it? tea yard now, if that's possible. It is possible. Canal and River Trust. There you go. Should you be inside that skip? Tweed. Oh, way up.
I've been looking at that today.
Gym Unity.
I've been looking at that today.
Ah, looking for a gym.
That's ideal, because it's out the way.
Getting to Fazeley Junction was a bit of a milestone. I'm going to hit the water point here, Facilities Point. I think I'm going to moor up just beyond there and call it a day. It's nice to be back in a canal with water in it. Need to put some rope round there. Okay, and a few bumps. Bridge 77 at Fazeley Junction. Something in the water down by that bridge. I've hit it before. I've hit it again today. And it isn't the Armco coming out in a crescent shape. It's there's something in the water down there, right thump. Because I've got a deep draft, I've hit something. It's so nice to be in a canal with actual water in it. I don't mean from the water point. I mean, look at how high the boat is. It's great. It's so nice. So it almost feels like the boat's higher than me. I'm always sort of looking down at it, but I'm actually looking at it. Things to come. Things to come indeed. Definitely one to put in the books, the Birmingham Canal. Well, this is where I leave you at this point. Thank you very much for watching this video this far. I'll see you guys next week. Take care. So recently I did a video called Mood Hoovers. And I've been asked a few times, what do I mean by that? Well, it doesn't matter what life you lead, wherever you might find your Shangri-La, there's always going to be vessels that are determined to either upset that happy medium, interfere with it for whatever solitary reason, and try and wind up that which is already unwound. Don't let them. They're everywhere, unfortunately. They're waiting for us. I don't get it. It's horrible, it's nasty, it's evil. Stay clear of them, boaty boaters. I'm doing it. I had to move in order to do so. And a trip to Delimon in Turkey certainly did help with that process. But hey, if you like what I'm doing here, please consider subscribing to my channel. And if you were to do this with your favourite narrowboating channel, I'm sure that they would appreciate it just as much as your favourite YouTube channel. And if you were to hit that bell for notifications of future videos, hit the like button, share this video, or even consider subscribing if I've earned it. It really will help my channel grow. Well, thank you very much again, and I'll see you all again in my next video.